Northwest will start the third quarter with the basketball in front, 39-33, leading the number one team in the nation, Minnesota State. Molly Hartnett, bounce pass goes to Lindsey Kelderman, pulls up the runner, the right foot, no good. And the rebound comes down to Ava Steer. And they quickly work it down to Brimmer. Brimmer underneath to Bursch. Bursch guarded by Keston, backing in with the right hand, leans in, goes up off the glass, and she banks it in. Bursch has 8. And that will set up the full court pressure here for Minnesota State. Bearcats shot 41% from the field in that opening half. 36% for Minnesota State. They break the pressure here. Scoring has been one thing we've seen for Northwest. It's been a struggle this year, averaging 50.7 points per game through 3 games. They came out and had a good offensive half, putting up 39 in that first half. But here, a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Minnesota State. So a couple empty possessions to start this third quarter. In front by 4. Bursch got that layup on the other end last time down the floor. It's a 2-possession ball game as Brimmer has it left wing. Sets up for 3. High arcing shot, too strong. Rebound comes down to Bursch. Bursch gives a look at the hoop, now goes up with it. And the rebound comes down to Kelderman. Loose on the ground again. And a tie up as Kelderman had it. Bursch got down there with her. The jump ball possession arrow this time will go to Northwest. And that allows Minnesota State to set up their pressure. Just a minute into this third quarter of play. Northwest on top 39-35. Hartnett, Fields, Kelderman, Keston, and Zars on the floor for Northwest. As Hartnett gets it into Fields. Fields, middle of the floor, it goes to Kelderman. Kelderman ahead to Keston, right corner. Toward the lane. Now finds a cutting. Fields goes in, right hand. Easy lay in that time. Great find by Keston. Kelsey's first field goal of the day. A 6-point Northwest lead. Now a backdoor cut on the other end. The layup no good, but a whistle and a foul coming up on Kelderman. That was Schweim on the cut. And Kelderman really no choice. You either give up the easy layup or you foul and force them to shoot a couple free throws. And we will see Mackenzie Schweim step to the free throw line. Schweim, a junior and a hometown kid out of Mankato, Minnesota, misses the first free throw. A season ago, averaged 5 points per game, played in all 37 games, averaging 18 minutes per contest. She's got one more at the stripe. And that one comes up short. Kelderman boxed out the shooter. She got in front of Schweim, and so she has the rebound. The cut and the foul does not hurt Northwest as Schweim comes up empty. Here's Hartnett. Gives to Zars. Left corner goes to Keston. Inside Fields trying to back in. Takes one dribble. Now they give it to Keston going baseline. Keston bounce pass this time to Fields. Goes low. Off her shin. She can't handle it. And now Bursch gets it. And Kelderman just trying to reach in and rake that ball free. Caught the forearm of Bursch. That one right in front of the official. A pretty easy foul call. And it will be Minnesota State basketball as 2 quick team fouls on Northwest and both on Lindsey Kelderman. Kelderman with 7 points. Those were her first fouls of the game. She checks out. Brooklyn Stanley back in as Herzig brings the ball up the floor for Mankato. She'll hand to Brimmer. Brimmer dribbling right. Down to the block. It was knocked free by Keston. Went off of the leg of Brimmer, out of bounds, and the ball goes back to Northwest. Full court pressure out of the Mavericks once again. A 6-point Northwest lead. As Molly bounce pass into Keston. Right back to Hartnett. Left side now to Keston. Keston comes across midcourt with a right-hand dribble to the free throw line. Now leans in, fakes a pass, goes up, left-hand layup off the glass, won't go down. Offensive rebound, Fields, and she finishes. Keston faked the pass to Fields. They bid on it, but she couldn't finish the bucket. But right there was Kelsey Fields to clean things up. And that is a lot of what we saw from her yesterday. On the other end, though, Steer quickly answering with a three-pointer from the right side. She's in the double figures with 11. A 5-point Bearcat lead, 43-38. Hartnett across midcourt. Slows up as she reaches the perimeter, and a bounce pass near midcourt goes for Stanley. Back right side, Hartnett. Hartnett guarded by Herzig, dribbles left, finds a cutting Keston. Keston trips up, falls to the ground, and a whistle and a foul coming up. This will be the first team foul on the Mavericks. And that one is on Bursch, so the senior will go to the bench with 3 fouls. And Holmgren back in. Holmgren checks in for Schweim. 20 on the shot clock. It is Bearcat basketball. Kelderman inbounding on the baseline. This is the final day of the NCAA Central Region Showcase. Northwest meeting up with Minnesota State today. Fort Hays State knocked off Moorhead in our first game of the day as Keston out to Kelderman. Kelderman knocks it down from the corner. Lindsay into double figures with 10. Northwest up 46-38. Pass inside, brought in by Brimmer. Brimmer amongst the trees, still able to go up and lay that one in. She's got 11. 46-40. Fields gets the inbound pass, gives to Keston. Keston on the run, doesn't have numbers, trying to back out of it. Bounce pass inside Zars, across the lane. Fields goes up off the glass, and Kelsey lays it in. And all of a sudden, these two teams just trading buckets back and forth. 48-40. As Herzig comes across midcourt, calls out a play for the Mavericks. Throws it on the right wing, gets it to Holmgren. Holmgren back to Herzig. 3 on the way from Herzig. Back of the iron, no good. Zars pulls in the rebound and hands to Stanley. Stanley lobs it ahead to Kelderman. Kelderman, middle of the floor. Will dribble over toward the left wing. 6:20 to play in the third quarter. Cats up by 8. She'll hand to Zars. Zars with the right-hand dribble, and a whistle and foul coming up on Herzig. Just kind of stuck that knee out, trying to slow down the dribble of the Bearcats. And that is team foul number 2. Herzig picks up number 3. These teams meeting in the Central Region Showcase. There's a chance we could see this one back again in March in the Central Region Tournament. As Keston driving, gets into the paint, fakes a pass, layup no good. Fields there, offensive rebound, bucket, and the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Kelsey Fields as Northwest goes on top by 10. Kelsey had 2 points in the first half. She has 8 in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. She can add to it as she steps to the free throw line. So Fields steps to the free throw line. Kent into the basketball game for the Mavericks. Luneskis also checks in as Kelsey steps to the line. Her free throw back to the rim, no good. The rebound comes down to Gradient. Gadian. Just as Gadian pulls that one in, Fields stepped up from behind her, tried to rip that free, caught the arm of Gadian, and she's whistled for the foul. She will head to the bench. Sadie Moss checks in, but quite the work here out of Kelsey Fields in these first few minutes of this third quarter. A 10-point Bearcat lead. Bremer has it. A right-hand dribble to the elbow. Stops, spins, looking for help. She'll take the jumper instead. Back of the rim, no good. Zars and Stanley fighting for the rebound. Stanley comes away with it, trying to get rid of it. 2 Mavericks there trying to get the tie-up. They will, and the possession arrow will stay with Minnesota State. Mavericks shooting 3 of 7 in this third quarter. Northwest 5 of 8. Each team's made 1 3-point bucket. Just in the third quarter alone, of course. Holmgren gets it into Gadiant. Right back inside. Holmgren posting up on Hartnett. Layup won't go down. Gets her own rebound. Goes right back up and puts it in off the glass. Holmgren stuck with it. She got the layup. Bearcats break the pressure as Moss comes up to get the basketball. She'll bring it across midcourt. Turns. Gives to Stanley. Stanley to Hartnett. Molly directing traffic between the circles. Now dribbles left. Now into the paint. Bounce pass to Zars. Spots up. Emery for 3. No good. And the rebound comes down to Brimmer. Brimmer pushes the other way to the paint. Wants to go all the way herself. Left-hand layup won't go down. And Zars whistled for the foul. This will be number 3 on Emery. 5:14 to play in the third quarter. It's an 8-point Northwest lead. As we will see Natalie Brimmer step to the free throw line. Keston comes back in. Zars checks out. Peyton Kelderman also going to the scorer's table. She checks in for her sister, Lindsay. Coach Meyer working with 9 players subbing in and out so far today. Coach TC for the Mavericks has used 13 on the day. One of those starters, though, is Brimmer, and she is at the free throw line. Her first one, back of the rim, no good. With that miss, the Mavericks are now 8 of 16 at the free throw line. Northwest 13 of 19. Bearcats out rebounding Minnesota State 30-20 so far in the game. Second free throw from Brimmer. That one rattles home. Still a 3-possession game for the Bearcats as they're trying to break this pressure. Brooklyn Stanley pushes up the floor. Now the ball knocked free by Kent. She goes into the backcourt. Stanley comes up with it, looking for some help, and she'll come across midcourt as Brimmer with her down the floor. 15 on the shot clock. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Hartnett with it. Free throw line. Into the lane. Leans in. Off the glass. It is good for Molly. Well, that one easily could have went the other way, but Stanley stuck with it. Hartnett got the layup on the other end. Here's Brimmer spinning in the lane. The shot no good. Keston pulls down the rebound. Quickly fouled by Kent. And with 4:44 to play in the third quarter, we've got a media timeout coming up here at the Civic Arena in St. Joseph. Northwest up 52-43 over number 1 Minnesota State. Back in 90 seconds on the Bearcat Radio Network.